Hello my chicklets, welcome to day 19 of our AU August. This is going to be our Amnesia AU. I don't believe there are many warnings on this one, so I'm going to go ahead and just jump right into it. This is Crumpled Walls and a Choice. Roman looked down at the man crumpled beneath his feet, the red a stark contrast to the bright yellow that normally adorned Janus. No. His sword long forgotten by his feet, Roman knelt down, trying to find a pulse. Wake up, Janus, wake up. This was the imagination. Roman had never gotten hurt in the imagination, so why was Janus not healing? Slimy snake, if this is a prank to make me feel bad, you have accomplished your goal. Now I request you wake up. His pulse was there, but it was faint. Roman hadn't meant to hit him with his shield, especially not in the head, but Janus had just snuck up behind him. This wasn't his fault. Yet the guilt gripped him nonetheless. Janus, he whimpered before biting his lip and pulling Logan up. If anyone knew how to fix this situation, it was going to be Logan. The world came into focus in a dim haze that slowly cleared. Janus blinked gently as he pushed himself, groaning as he looked around. He didn't recognize anything he was seeing. Even his perspective of the world felt a bit off. Hello? Oh, Janus, you're awake, thank goodness. Are you okay? He began to mumble something that Janus couldn't fully understand, but he heard the words shield and mud. Janus. He turned to look at the man speaking. The white prince outfit was almost blinding, and Janus covered his eyes, only to see his hand covered in a yellow glove. He frowned. What's going on? How much do you remember? The bravado the prince initially spoke with had faded. I am a facet of someone else's personality, and my job is self-preservation through whatever means necessary. There are others, but I don't remember anything else. The prince took in a sharp breath, and Janus looked back up at him. His face had lost all color. You don't remember anything else? He asked in a voice that almost sounded like begging. No, sorry. Should I? Yeah, you have had a full life. Great, Hera, how am I supposed to handle this? Logan! There was movement from outside of the room, followed by a voice. Roman, the only reason you should be shouting is if Janus woke up and is still injured, or his condition has gotten worse. About that, if that was a multiple choice test, I would choose the first one. Logan, apparently, walked in, and Janus looked him up and down. His physical features were much the same as the prince, but he held himself completely differently. I'm guessing you are Logan. This wasn't helping clear any of the confusion Janus had, and it was a bit frustrating. Yes, I am. Considering you asked that, I'm assuming your memories have been impaired in some way. From the other man, he heard an offended noise that he was sure came with a dramatic flourish. That does seem like it. Also, it seems like you are the intelligent one, so will you answer my questions? I don't like being in the dark about my own existence. Of course. Logan sat down next to Janus, asking to check him over while the two of them talked. And while Janus agreed, he still felt a little wary. It was only after Logan had answered every one of his questions carefully and succinctly that he felt the tension leach from his shoulders. The basics of it all is that we all work together to help Thomas. Is that correct? Yes, that is correct. But we have had issues working together in the past because of differing opinions. Also correct. Perfect. So if you are logic, but you go by Logan, we should be able to filter a lot of things through you. And you said morality tends to handle a lot of emotions? Logan nodded. Good. So if we run things through all of us, we should be able to agree, right? We all want what's best for Thomas. Yes, but we all have a different idea on what that is. Janus nodded this time. Oh, how long was I out? A few days, Roman, the prince answered. I should tell Remus. He has been worried sick about you, threatens to kill me every day too. Why would they be out to kill each other? We all need each other, right? Janus thought aloud, and Logan sighed. Despite that being the case, we've hit a few bumps and snags. Not to mention, Remus is the embodiment of intrusive thought. Thus, his actions tend to be a bit more volatile. No, that's not right. What? Logan asked. Not intrusive thoughts. He's... catharsis? I think. I don't know. Things are still fuzzy. Catharsis? I'm not sure how that would make sense. Before Janus could answer, he was pinned to the couch by a blur of black and green. Janders! I swear if you ever do that again, I will kill you myself so that I can trap your ghost in a jar, the man cried. The nickname made him feel a bit squeamish, but he was trying to understand his place in all of this before making snap decisions or making enemies. I'm sorry. I won't do it again. The man pulled away, piercing eyes staring at him. Jan? Do you remember me? He wasn't sure why he wanted to lie so desperately. Instead, he kept his mouth shut. Double D. This time he whimpered, and Janus ran a hand through his hair on instinct alone. I'm sorry. I don't. But Logan was explaining that my memories should come back soon. Remus pulled away and looked at Janus, eyes beaded with tears that no one else could see, before he turned on Roman, tackling him to the ground in frustration. Over the next few days, Logan and Janus spent a lot of time together. Sometimes trying to get Janus's memory back, but more often than not just discussing Thomas or the world around them. After the 5th day, Janus had fallen back into his role, though his memories were still missing. He was using the opportunity to try and build something better communication, but running up against Patton and Roman was frustrating. He was remaking a self-care plan for the 3rd time when he heard a knock at his door. Unsurprisingly, it was Logan. There were only 2 people who visited him regularly, and that was Logan and Remus. Janus, are you aware that I am fond of your company? I had made such conclusions that you might be enjoying it, Janus said with a soft smirk, one tinged with comfort and familiarity. Logan wasn't one for sentimentality. Even after only a few days, he understood that. But it was sweet to hear nonetheless. But why are you bringing this up now? I am hoping that when your memories come back, we can continue to have discussions like this. There was something else he had to say, and Logan was holding a book in his hands that Janus hadn't seen before. He was curious, but his concern won out. Why wouldn't we? His companion was silent for a moment. We have not necessarily been friends. In fact, we've been almost adversarial at times. Janus was caught off guard by that, and his face must have been easy to read because, as Logan looked at him, he quickly looked away. It is not necessarily that you are against my ideas or that I am against yours, but rather, as I spoke of previously, a line was drawn in the figurative sand when we were younger. This has caused us to end up on the opposite end of a lot of conversations. For the first time since he woke up, Janus wasn't sure if he wanted his memories back. What if getting back his past meant losing his present, or worse, losing any kind of future with Logan? We have had to fight for Thomas to take care of himself, and while I am amiable to that, it has been an emotional issue, and I am not needed in such discussions. Thus, in the past, you have removed me from them. Something sour turned in his stomach. Logan was essentially saying that Janus had been the reason that there was a rift in their relationship, that Janus had caused the chasm. Maybe we should discuss this if my memories come back. When? What? Logan held out the book he had been holding. I found this while organizing my library. I was wondering why you hadn't gotten your memories back yet. It seems as if the Mindscape attempted to catalog them with the rest of the memories that I store. Janus was hesitant as he reached out for the book. So then, do you only want to be friends with this version of me? No. That is not what I'm attempting to imply. Janus watched him as he floundered for the words he wanted to say, as he tried to figure out how to say them. I don't want to lose this friendship, but you deserve to have your memories back. I'm just not sure how you regaining your memories will affect this. He took in a deep breath. So, in the event that it changed things in a way that was irreparable, I wanted to tell you I appreciate you, while I still could. That sounded far too much like a goodbye for his taste. Janus didn't like it, and had Logan walked away, he would have stopped him. But Logan sunk out. He disappeared into the floor, and Janus was left holding the key to his memories. The only person he could trust to talk to was Remus, but he already knew Remus's answer. The chaotic side had been very vocal about wanting Janus to get his memories back, only pausing his tirade for a few hours when he realized he could play all of the pranks he had played in the past without Janus knowing about them. The glee from that revelation didn't last long, though. Janus was torn. If he opened this book, took back his memories, Remus would be happy. Remus would get to continue experiencing life with a best friend who not only cared about him, but knew about all of his eccentricities. However, opening the book could cause him to lose a friend whom Janus appreciated, someone who had obviously needed someone to fight on their side. Janus rubbed the spine of the book, turning into his bedroom. He closed the door behind him. Thank you all for listening. Again, this was Crumpled Walls and a Choice. I do hope you all enjoyed it. Feel free to make your own conclusions about what Janus did, and I hope you have a wonderful day.